There's daggers in men's mind.
Fair is foul, and foul is fair.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
I'm fortune's fool.
We are such stars, as dreams are made on, and our little life is rather with us.
The world is a stage where every man must play a part, and mine is a sad one.
Are you sure that we are awake? It seems to me that yet we sleep, we dream. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore is winged Cupid, pain blind.
There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so.
I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
We know what we are, but we know not what we may be.
In 2016, we're marking 400 years since Shakespeare died. William Shakespeare is the most celebrated, the most performed and read, the most famous playwright in the world. William Shakespeare's poetry, and in particular his plays, are still among the greatest ever. But why is that?
He has such a large variety of themes, I like it.
His themes are universal.
I don't know, but you wrote a beautiful poems.
I like his characters, they're cool. His language is powerful.
These characters are human, they have emotion and feelings.
Well, I think everyone can relate to his characters.
No, non parlo inglese.
But what do we know about his life? William Shakespeare was born in Stratford-upon-Avon on the 23rd of April of 1564 and was baptized in Holy Trinity Church 3 days after his birth. His town was very small, full of trees, and was populated by rich citizens. As a consequence, it was an essential trade centre. Born to a glovemaker and tradesman, Shakespeare gave a hand to his father selling goods at the local market. He attended a good school, but never went to university. Shakespeare got married with Anne Hathaway from the nearby village, and they had 3 children. During the summer of 1569, a group of actors arrived from London, and Shakespeare saw his opportunity to become an actor, so in the late 1580s he left Stratford to reach London alone. Shakespeare joined a company at the theatre, where he met the actor-manager James Burbage. His first plays were historical, for example Henry VI, staged in 1592 in the Rose Theatre. In 1593 and 1594, he made his great bid for recognition with 2 long narrative poems, Venus and Adonis and The Rape of Lucrece, And thanks to these two wonderful pieces, he gained the patronage of the Earl of Southampton. And during this time, he wrote some of his happiest and most magical plays. In 1599, the Globe Theatre was built, and Shakespeare became the owner. This ownership led him to the independence from his Earl. The theatre obtained immediately a great success with Julius Caesar. But during the last years of Elizabeth's government, a period of desperation and unease hit the whole nation and influenced Shakespeare's plays, like Hamlet, in which he faces a strong sense of darkness and pessimism. However, with the new period of positivism, Shakespeare mixes troubled years with magnificence, in plays like Macbeth and Othello. It is in this moment that he reaches the top of poetic achievements. Shakespeare died on the 23rd of April of 1616, at the age of 52, and was buried 2 days later at Holy Trinity Church in Stratford-upon-Avon. Some curious facts about the bard. We probably don't spell Shakespeare's name correctly. In the few original signatures that have survived, we come to know that Shakespeare spelt his name in these ways. But there are no records present which spells it as William Shakespeare. Shakespeare married his wife Anne Hathaway when she was 26 and 3 months pregnant with his child. 6 months after the wedding, their first child, Susanna, was born. It is said that Shakespeare lived a double life. He led a life as a famous playwright in London, but back in his hometown of Stratford, where his family was, he was a reputed businessman and a property owner. Shakespeare and Anne had 3 children, a son, Hamlet, and 2 daughters, Susanne and Judith. Hamlet died in 1596, and his only granddaughter, Elizabeth, daughter of Susanne, died childless in 1670. Shakespeare has been credited for introducing more than 3,000 words to the English language. He is also credited with inventing the given names Olivia, Miranda, Jessica, and Cordelia, which have become common over the years. Shakespeare penned a curse for his grave so that nobody could dare to move his body from the final resting place. His epitaph was, "Good friend, for Jesus' sake forbear to dig the dust enclosed there. Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones." No portraits of Shakespeare were painted during his lifetime, so all his existing portraits are at least partly guesswork. But the figure of William Shakespeare has always been surrounded by mystery. Some critics believe that someone else is hidden behind the bard, such as Christopher Marlowe, Francis Bacon, the Earl of Oxford, or Queen Elizabeth I herself.
Says you and me, et oid et sel domicina, 3 country dances and 1 to be, a briefly conceived des Irina. Sing God in his